Please click the subscribe button and the notification icon. It will help us a lot.
I think that's a really hard question to answer because I think when we look at, I think that's the other thing when we look at portfolios or whatever else, I think it's not really that we don't divide them up and say this person's a professional and this person's a new graduate and whatever else. You're generally just looking at everything together. And the thing is, sometimes you'll see new graduates whose portfolio work looks as good as someone who's been working in the industry for 10 years or 5 years or whatever. So it's hard to say from that point of view because I'm not used to looking at new graduates' work specifically. What I would say is, if you're unsure of what to do, like if you're applying to studios and you're not really getting anything back from them, or nobody's really emailing you back, or they are but you're not getting any work, I would say look into an internship because, I mean, I know from personal experience, I've never been an intern myself. But over the years, I've known lots of interns who come into the Saloon all the time, and really great people. But I think more than anything else, it gets you over that hump of kind of worrying about the expectation or what the industry's like or what people are like, or kind of like for me personally, when I finished college, like because I'd wanted to work in animation all my life, I had put the people who worked in animation kind of on a pedestal. And I've met some students who do that. Like they think like, oh, I couldn't even talk to that person because this is the person who did whatever, and they very much have that kind of feeling. And I think doing an internship and that kind of thing just gets you past that. You get to spend every day eating lunch with people and just hanging out with people. And so, like, you know, I mean, especially say I don't know what it's like in other studios. Like in Some Creature and in Saloon, it was very much, everybody just hangs out together. You go to the pub together. It doesn't matter if you've been there for 15 years or you're an intern who's been there for 1 month. Everybody hangs out together. And I think more than anything else, it just gets you past that idea of putting people on a pedestal and just lets you know they're normal people. And you can ask people questions about kind of, you know, why, you know, what's good about their work or what doesn't work. I mean, and if you ask at the right times and you ask the right person, people will be very helpful to you, because most people who've been in animation know what it's like to start off and to try to get into the industry, and they know how hard that is. And most people will try to help you because, you know, we're all pushing the same boulders. You know, we're all trying to do the same thing. So everybody will want to help you. So putting yourself in situations like that where you can be around your peers, I think is very important. I think what I've heard a lot of students talk about is, because I've given guest lectures as well in colleges, and people ask me similar kind of questions. And one thing people say quite a lot is they feel like when they finish college and they have their portfolios, they feel like, okay, well, my portfolio isn't good enough to go to a studio right now, so I'm going to take 6 months off. I'm going to stay at home, and I'm going to just like live on the dole or whatever, and I'm going to like just focus on spending 6 months creating the world's best portfolio. But I don't think that ever really happens. I think what really happens is they do that, and suddenly it's like 3 months later and they haven't really started yet, and now it's in there 2 months later, okay, they're going to go at it, and then suddenly a year has passed and they're working in, you know, like a shop or working in some job they don't really want, and nothing's really moving forward, and eventually they kind of get back into the industry, but it takes a big break to get them in, you know what I mean? I think taking an internship or something like that, even at the very ground level, at least you know some people in the industry who can put you in touch with other people. You know what I mean? If you're someone who knows nobody and you're just hoping to pitch or to send something to, I don't know, DreamWorks or Pixar or somebody and just get a job, it can happen, but I think you have to be quite exceptional. And I think that there's also, you know, 10,000 other people trying to do the same thing. So I would say even if it's a small studio in your, like, I don't know who we're talking to in Europe, but if you come from whatever country you come from, there's an animation studio in nearly every country at this point, or in most big cities. So try find an animation studio who'll take you on as an intern, a summer intern, anything, and just try to get used to just, you know, being in a studio, being around other professionals, and try, you know, fake it until you make it. Literally just be around other professionals until you feel comfortable in that environment, because that's a huge part of it, I feel, for students, is just getting over that initial thing. You know what I mean? So I think that, I mean, more than the work, I think just in terms of your mentality, I think that's a huge, makes a huge difference.